the news station not everyone gets. I'm Tom Morton, bringing you news from low to medium quality from across the world to your own backyard. Our first story, Amputee Team Wins Trampolining Contest, involves two heroic children who brought home gold in the National Synchronized Trampolining Competition.
This sucks.
How did each of you lose a limb?
Well, I used to be a gymnastic star, superstar. And one day, well actually every day, I used to practice my tricks out in the front lawn. And I remember one day in particular, I got a little carried away. And the grass must have been this tall, so my daddy was mowing the lawn, and he did not see me, so he kept on mowing, and I was camouflaged with the grass, and he mowed right over my leg.
And you?
I had a very traumatic experience with a tree.
Can you describe to the people the terrible emotional and physical pain you experienced that very day?
Well, my ears were really hurting, and there's some kind of chemical in our grass that my dad used so the birds don't eat it, because if they eat it, it zaps them. And it shot off chunks of my nose, so I had to get a nose job.
Blood was spurted, spraying all over.
But Martha Stewart made me some soup.
Yeah. How does it feel to be national champs? Being the best of the worst.
We're not the best of the worst.
We're the best of the best.
Yeah, you wit-wit.
2 thumbs up for War Amps. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you for that deeply touching story. We now go live to our reporters on scene where a recently developed scam has left a local grocery store cashier in tears. This is not the first occurrence in the Timms area. Several other businesses have also been hit.
We're here at the scene of what Pine Mall employees call a scam in their lives.
Yes, tragic, isn't it?
Yes, for sure.
Anyway,
We're now going to locate the cashier, who's being left anonymous in order to keep his self-esteem.
tell us the in-depth story of what just occurred here moments ago.
Well, a man came in the store, bought a small item, and paid with a $100 bill. I gave him his change, and then he asked for more change. And the main bottom line story of all this is I lost money.
How much did this man actually scam?
$100.
Did he use vulgar language or touch you in inappropriate ways?
No.
So then, would you lay the blame of this incident entirely on your level of intelligence?
No.
Thank you for sharing this horrific occurrence with us. Is there any other final advice that you can give to other cashiers out there to help prevent them from being screwed?
Well, I think nowadays you just can't trust anyone. And that really that's my first.
Back to you, Tom.
I think the real advice here is to hire competent employees who pay attention. Now for our exclusive coverage of an event witnessed by few and believed by even less. We now go down to Georgia where our reporters are covering the story Crop Circle that stuns local rednecks.
Just last night, a family located beside this large field heard what they thought to be extraterrestrials.
Didn't know those guys were still around.
Oh yes. We are actually located right where they landed, hours ago.
They couldn't exactly describe what they heard that night.
This is the newest case of crop circle phenomenon since 1942.
Really? That sounds kind of factual.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll be back again? No. Our advice to you viewers out there is stay in your basements until further investigation. Back to you, Tom.
We've all seen the destructive power of the tsunami in Southeast Asia in 2004. I mean, I think we were all pretty sick of it being shoved in our faces on every single television station. But we bring you coverage of a new tsunami disaster in the Sahara Desert. 2 dead, many wet.
Hi, Tom. I'm here on the sea in Sahara where there's torrential downpour and massive tidal waves. that have swept this landlocked area.
Yes, it really is quite amazing, but also very deadly. And look out! As I was saying, it's obvious to see this destructive power of these giants.
I'm getting word in now from our meteorologist. The storm is moving south and will have cleared this area momentarily, within a few days. Back to you, Tom.
Wow, it sure is amazing to see how quickly a little water can turn such a vast barren wasteland into a thriving oasis of vegetation. We now proceed to open an old wound with our newest/oldest story, where an unidentified man has been retrieved from the depths of Porcupine Lake. It is believed that he is another of the many victims of the fire of 1911. Our reporters are on scene for an exclusive interview with the fishermen who dragged the slightly deteriorating mass out of the disgusting lake.
The few people of Porcupine are mourning loss of an unknown man. A man who seems to be in his late 40s was found by this avid fisherman as she felt a tug at the end of her line. Tell us the details of this horrific event.
Well, it was the darndest thing. I was out fishing, and it's just starting to rain here a bit now, and I thought I'd try and catch me a fish or two. And I saw this big thing come floating down. At first, I wasn't sure whether it was just what it was. And so I hooked onto it with my rod, and I finally pulled it in, and I realized, oh my goodness, it's a body.
What did you do with the corpse?
Well, yeah, as I said, I pulled it in. A dog ran away, took off over that way with about half of it, and then I saw a jogger running along over there. I said, "Help! Help!" So he came over, and he phoned the car. He phoned like an ambulance came, and they just took the body away just before you came.
Well, isn't that lovely?
No, it wasn't lovely at all. It was gross.
How do we know that you weren't the murderer of this person?
I'm the murderer. That could be my grandpappy that just swept up there. There was a big fire here years and years ago. We don't know who that was. Like, that body's been there a long, long time. So don't you go be blaming me.
We'll be catching up with you soon. Don't leave town.
Go on.
Back to you, Tom.
Well, that was certainly the most appetizing story. Thank you for that. Camera 2. Alright. A recent development has unfolded in Timmins, leaving residents hungry and worried for their safety. The savage creatures of the wild have begun to take back what was once theirs, where McDonald's serves its billionth and 1th customer.
As you can see, we are on the scene of yet another story covered by only Channel 3.5 News. Early this morning, a wild predator, 6 feet tall, which was reported to be the Sasquatch, turned out to be a bear upon further examination. He scrambled from the fields from behind this Walmart to munch on the world's favorite French fries in this busy drive-thru. These are the remaining morsels of food left behind by the culprit. Walmart officials hope to solve this animal infestation, perhaps saving them from obesity, which they failed to prevent in mankind. We know where those are going. Back to you, Tom.
Although many of you would consider this to barely qualify as news, I assure you that it is a very compelling story, worthy of our time. Well, I hope you enjoyed our show, but... Oh, wait. A new story is uncovering as we speak. There's a young boy threatening to commit suicide to prove that he is hardcore. Our correspondents have just arrived on scene, and our feed is coming in... now.
We're here, live on location, where a 12-year-old boy is threatening to jump to his death.
As the emo trend grows in today's society, many children complain that their parents and friends just don't understand them.
Do you have any advice for the many identical emo kids out there?
Jump while you can!
How long have you been emo for?
I know.
As true for most emos, he won't actually hurt himself, as it's just a display for attention from his parents and friends.
Friends. Let's see if we can diffuse this situation.
So tragic.
Back to you, Tom.
Yes! That's awesome! Wow! That really came out of left field, eh? I'm so excited. Are you excited? I'm excited. Yeah. Alright, well that's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it and be sure to tune in tomorrow for updates on these stories and more. Thanks for watching Channel 3.5 News, the most trusted name in fake news. I'm Tom Morton.
You know what? I really don't.
Look out!
Okay. Hot tub! Torrential downpours have settled.